Segment. Lori, thank you for this, showing us the rain and a manhole with all the water coming up. We've had a fairly messy system move across Atlantic Canada, first the Maritimes and then Newfoundland. It's been raining for much of the day on Wednesday, and we're continuing to see that through the overnight, at least for the Avalon. Temperatures will be much cooler on Thursday, though. Buckhan's -3, Stephenville -3, St. John's 3 degrees. That's cool in comparison to what you saw on Wednesday when temperature jumped to 10.6, I believe. 5 to 10 millimeters of rain for the Avalon. That's how much you'll see on top of what has already fallen. And what is that? About 21 millimeters in St. John's, 13 in Bonavista, 30 in Argentia. But you saw it first in the Maritime that they put into place about 2 years ago. So most of that runoff will go out into the floodplain where it's supposed to, and it shouldn't cause a lot of trouble in Truro, which is good news. But these are the kind of rainfall totals we saw through Tuesday into Wednesday morning, and then it cleared out nicely across the Maritimes. It wasn't a bad day overall on Wednesday, and we've got this system. It'll be departing. On the backside, it may be cool enough for a little bit of freezing rain, though, and then another system moves in for the weekend, but you get a little break in between. Coming up, well, of course, these bodies of water, the ice starts to break up. We get ice jams. You add rain on top of that, and you can get localized flooding. So, yeah, that water was awfully high. We do have more rain coming to Quebec, certainly more coming to Ontario as well. The first part of your Thursday will be dry, windy, warm, and then the system comes in, and that's going to bring the rain mostly through the late afternoon and into the overnight hours as well for Ontario, and continuing to advance east towards Atlantic Canada. So Thursday morning, we've got a system making its way out of Newfoundland after bringing rain much of the day on Wednesday. So it's just lingering around the Avalon Peninsula. Then it goes. Here's that rain I was talking for Ontario and moving eastward towards Atlantic Canada. So that'll be your next system on the way. 10.4 is what you got. 11 is what is normal. 10.2, you're right behind them in Hamilton. Not bad. A nice day. Lots of sunshine. And Windsor being warmer still at 13.5. Expect temperatures in the teens, though, for Thursday. Coming up, around the world in 80 seconds. The funny side of bad weather. The clock is ticking, so let's get started. I thought that by spring, Canadians would be defeated by the never-ending snow and ice. Today, I agree, they must be traumatized in Atlantic Canada. But I was wrong. Much like the Grinch, how could it be so? I mean, surely even Canada's weatherman, Chris St. Clair, has to be fed up.
Dan, this is awesome.
Unbelievably, Canadians continue to embrace everything winter, or I guess spring, has to offer. I know everyone saw our meteorologist fly off camera, but you may have missed Nate's camera almost fly off, or Michelle make some papers fly off camera.
Thanks so much for that, Natalie.
You have to admit, this weather has been a struggle for many, but there is light at the end of the tunnel. Until then, there's always sunny Florida. Along the Grand, they've been obviously concerned. They are concerned every spring. You live near a river, it runs high, it runs fast. You're told to stay away, kids stay away, and there could be flooding, especially if there are ice jams. And there's more rain coming as well. It was a pretty decent day overall on Wednesday. Tuesday was nice as well, but we do have rain coming. So Thursday afternoon, continuing through the overnight, and then wrapping up, but not a lot, 5 to 10 millimeters of rain. To start the day, it'll be very warm, very windy as well. Gusts in some cases 70 plus kilometers per hour. And here's the system. So the cold front moving through, bringing widespread rain. Eventually that moving into the Maritimes and Newfoundland, primarily as rain. Up towards northern New Brunswick, you may see a little bit of snow. Same thing for the Gaspé. But here's Cambridge's long-range forecast, and I have to tell you, next week doesn't look great. It's going to be very chilly, but in the meantime, enjoy the mild weather. It's great up until Saturday, 13 degrees and sunshine. Okay. Where does Carnival rank on the top 5 most colorful parades in the world? That's next. Well, from the streets of Toronto to the rooftops, a garden rooftop, so many benefits, as Kasia found out. Let's take a look. Green roof is not looking all that green at the moment, but it will. We'll get there. Temperature's not too bad on Wednesday. Normal daytime highs in Toronto, 11 degrees. You got to 10.4, 10.2 in Hamilton. Warmer still down towards Windsor. Low teens, and those temperatures are going to jump on Thursday. 16 degrees, St. Catharines, Toronto, Hamilton expecting a high of 17. Same thing for Windsor. It will not be without its wind, though, coming in from the southwest, and that's why it's bumping up the temperatures. But we have a system moving through, bringing this kind of rain. So here comes the rain in the mid-afternoon, likely. So for your drive home, the showers will stick around through the overnight, clear out by Friday, and you're good until Saturday. In fact, Sunday is when you'll see more precipitation. We're celebrating 25 years here at the Weather Network. Coming up now, town just southwest of Montreal had about 100 homes evacuated on Tuesday. Water rose about a meter. There are several areas that are under a flood watch in Quebec. They're keeping an eye on the Grand River in Ontario and other localized rivers as well and streams because of the melting. And we've got rain coming too. So rain added to the melting and the ice jams. It is springtime. Flooding is usually a probability, not just a possibility. Thursday morning, not bad though, just windy and warm. Here comes the system. Thursday afternoon, clears out by Friday. Friday and Saturday looking good. And then Sunday, another system moves in. And that one is going to bring in some much colder air by Monday and Tuesday. Oakville was not cold at all. Lovely day, temperature around 10 degrees. We had 10.4 in Toronto, 10.2 in Hamilton. Normal's 11. Windsor's a little warmer, Goderich a little colder at 8.5, but we do have a system that's coming. So here's the warm front, southwesterly winds gusting. It'll be a windy day on Thursday. Here comes the cold front to bring the rain. Cold front also brings in some cooler temperatures, but it's next week that we're going to see the real drop-off in temperature down to single digits potentially. Coming up, a sneak preview of the normal daytime highs in Toronto around 11, so yeah, close enough. We were at 10.2 in Hamilton, lots of sunshine, 13.5 in Windsor, a little cooler up towards Goderich, 8.5 degrees. We have a warmer day on Thursday, that's the good news. The bad news, it's going to rain. Later in the day though, first half of the day should be dry, but windy. Keep that in mind as well. Okay, you don't want to miss this. It's our first installment. It is one of many communities under a flood watch in Quebec, and we've been seeing this happen along the Outaouais River, for example. More rain coming as well. In Ontario, I know there's concern about flooding along the Grand River. We've already seen a little bit of that. 5 to 10 millimeters late day Thursday. It'll be a warm, windy day, but wet as well. The next system doesn't move in, though, until Sunday, and it'll get much, much cooler. Coming up, the dramatic conclusion to